Have you noticed that your legs feel less powerful, move more slowly, or seem unusually fatigued compared to before? What if the actual culprit is not your advancing years, but rather something sitting innocently in your fruit collection? Indeed, this is true. A silent error lurking within your kitchen may be quietly sapping the power from your thigh muscles, compromising your stability, and making every stride slightly more unsteady. Research from the NIH indicates that 1 out of every 3 individuals over 65 is already fighting sarcopenia, a devastating condition that causes muscle tissue to disappear like ice melting under spring sunshine. Recent groundbreaking studies from 2025 have uncovered that specific fruits, believe it or not, actual fruits, could be speeding up that muscle deterioration without your awareness. I am not suggesting that you eliminate fruit consumption completely. However, certain seemingly harmless fruits are secretly overwhelming your system with sugar, destroying collagen within your joints, and triggering inflammatory responses that transform sturdy legs into unstable supports. Throughout this presentation, we will explore 7 fruits that appear delightful but may be undermining your leg power with each consumption. You will want to remain until the conclusion because fruit number 3 has been scientifically connected to a 3-fold rise in muscle exhaustion and calcium depletion among older adults. The likelihood is high that it already exists within your kitchen. Before we proceed, I would appreciate hearing from you. Which fruit do you consume most frequently these days? Share it in the comments section below and I will respond with information about whether it is benefiting or harming your legs. Naturally, do not forget to press that subscribe button and become part of our community here at Balance Health, where your wellness, joy, and freedom matter above everything else. Let us start with the first fruit on our examination. It is sugary, filled with water, and you have likely consumed it during a warm summer afternoon without giving it much consideration. Watermelon might appear to be a cooling, harmless delight, particularly during hot weather. However, after reaching 65, it may be secretly undermining your leg power. Watermelon possesses a glycemic index rating of 80. That exceeds what you would find in a portion of white bread. Upon consumption, your blood glucose levels rise dramatically. Your system reacts with an insulin flood, and immediately afterward, your blood sugar plummets. This sudden drop leaves your muscles without the consistent energy supply they require to maintain strength and stability. This represents only the start of the problem. Watermelon consists of more than 90% water, which appears hydrating, yet it also indicates a deficiency in essential nutrients your muscles desperately need, including magnesium, calcium, and protein. Additionally, watermelon contains abundant fructose, a sugar type that your liver must process before your muscles can utilize it. Among seniors, particularly those with even mild fatty liver conditions, which is extremely common after 60, this processing becomes inefficient. The outcome includes increased inflammation, greater insulin resistance, and reduced energy reaching your leg muscles during critical moments. A research study published in the Nutrients Journal during 2019 monitored over 1,000 older adults. Researchers discovered that elevated fructose fruit consumption, especially from nutrient-poor fruits like watermelon, directly correlated with decreased walking velocity and grip strength. Participants consuming the highest fructose amounts demonstrated considerably weaker lower body performance and slower recovery following daily activities. What actions can you take? You do not need to eliminate watermelon permanently, but controlling portions remains crucial. Consider it an occasional indulgence, not a daily snack choice. If you plan to enjoy watermelon, never consume it alone on an empty stomach. Instead, combine it with a small portion of almonds or several spoonfuls of Greek yogurt. This combination will help reduce sugar absorption and maintain muscle fuel for extended periods. Now that you understand the hidden consequences of this summer favorite, let us progress to the next item. A seemingly beneficial habit that delivers pure sugar directly into your bloodstream and depletes your strength with every swallow. Fruit juice might appear healthy, especially varieties labeled as 100% natural or containing no added sugar. But for seniors, it represents one of the most deceptive threats to your leg strength. After 60, your body becomes less capable of processing sugar effectively. That morning glass of juice you consume could be overwhelming your system with sugar much faster than your muscles can manage. The explanation is straightforward. When fruit undergoes juicing, all natural fiber gets removed. This fiber is not merely filler material. It functions like a protective barrier, reducing the speed at which sugars enter your bloodstream. Without fiber protection, even sugar from natural fruit becomes a rapidly absorbing glucose explosion. Your blood sugar spikes within minutes, your insulin overreacts, and your muscles stop receiving steady, usable energy. Instead, they experience an erratic roller coaster that promotes inflammation and accelerates muscle loss, particularly in your legs. This represents more than theoretical concern. A 2021 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism followed seniors over 65 who regularly consume fruit juice. Compared with those who ate whole fruit, juice consumers had 34% higher fasting blood sugar, 22% greater insulin resistance risk, and most remarkably, 21% faster leg muscle atrophy rates. Juice consumption, even homemade or cold-pressed varieties, can silently erode the exact muscles that maintain your standing, walking, and balance abilities. Furthermore, liquid sugar does not activate fullness sensors in your stomach. You can easily consume the equivalent of 4 or 5 oranges in one glass without realizing the quantity. This excess sugar becomes stored as abdominal fat, which increases inflammation and interferes with muscle signals controlling posture and movement over time. This results in slower steps, increased stiffness, and elevated fall risk. What should you do differently? The solution is simple. Eliminate juice consumption, including the supposedly healthy versions. Instead, consume whole fruit with the peel when possible. Always pair fruit with something containing healthy fat or protein like walnuts or plain Greek yogurt. If you desire something fresh and light in the morning, try fruit-infused water with cucumber, lemon, or mint. You will stay hydrated and satisfied without spiking blood sugar or draining your strength. Next comes a fruit that might be hiding in your pantry at this moment, soft, sweet, and deceptively dangerous to your joints and mobility. Let us discuss a pantry essential that appears harmless: canned fruit and syrup. It provides convenience, softness, easy chewing, and often carries marketing claims of being light or packed in natural juice. However, do not be deceived. For seniors over 65, these sugary containers represent one of the fastest methods to lose leg strength, drain your energy, and damage the joints that support your movement. Most canned fruits have their skins removed, undergo high-temperature cooking, and then soak in heavy syrup made with high fructose corn syrup or refined sugars. What remains is not genuine fruit. It resembles sugar-soaked, fiber-free mush. Without natural fiber to slow digestion, sugar enters your bloodstream like a speeding train, forcing your insulin into overdrive. The result includes glucose spikes, crashes, inflammation, and a body that converts sugar into belly fat instead of muscle fuel. Even worse, this high fructose sugar type actively destroys joint collagen and accelerates muscle tissue breakdown, especially in legs, hips, and ankles. A major 2020 study published in Nutrients found that seniors consuming canned fruits more than twice weekly had 38% higher risk of developing mobility limitations. Researchers noted that chronic sugar-induced inflammation damages mitochondria, the power centers inside muscle cells, leading to slower repair, reduced energy output, and ongoing lower body weakness. The problem extends beyond can contents to what is missing. Vitamin C, potassium, and folate, critical for muscle coordination and collagen production, often get destroyed during canning processes. The final result is a soft snack that might feel comforting but leaves your legs tired, joints aching, and body undernourished. What can you do? Skip the syrup-soaked products completely. If you enjoy canned fruit, switch to options labeled in water or no added sugar. Even better, choose fresh whole fruits or frozen varieties without sweeteners. Always read labels carefully. If it says in syrup, understand that it is not a treat, but rather a trap. Now, let us move to a fruit that has received praise as a healthy snack for decades, but hides one of the most damaging sugar compounds for aging legs. Raisins may appear innocent, tiny, chewy, naturally sweet. However, do not let their size mislead you. For seniors over 60, these dried little fruits can quietly create a perfect storm inside your body, one that weakens leg muscles, stiffens joints, and increases fall risk. The worst aspect is that they often receive marketing as healthy snacks or get tossed into morning oatmeal without second thoughts. The problem lies in the fact that raisins are essentially grapes with all water removed. This means their sugar becomes concentrated. Just a small handful can contain over 25 grams of sugar, mostly glucose and fructose. Unlike fresh grapes, raisins have almost no water or fiber to slow absorption. When you eat them, your blood sugar rises rapidly, like candy, and insulin follows. Over time, this constant glucose roller coaster exhausts your body's ability to deliver energy where it is needed most, your legs. A study in the Journal of Gerontology tracked older adults over 60 and found that those experiencing high post-meal blood sugar spikes had significantly weaker leg strength and slower walking speeds. The problems do not end there. Raisins also contain something called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These compounds form when sugars bind to body proteins, especially collagen. AGs literally stiffen your joints, reduce tendon flexibility, and spark inflammation in muscles that keep you standing tall and walking steady. Even more concerning, many store-bought raisins undergo processing with vegetable oils or sulfites, additives that can irritate the gut, disrupt digestion, and cause systemic inflammation. For older adults with sensitive stomachs or autoimmune conditions, this can mean aching knees, inflamed nerves, and weakened posture. What should you reach for instead? If you crave something sweet and chewy, try thin slices of fresh apple with almond butter or a few frozen berries. They provide antioxidants and fiber without the sugar explosion. If you love raisins in trail mix or baked goods, try reducing gradually or replacing them with chopped prunes or dates in very small amounts. Still sweet, but with more nutrients and slower sugar release. Next, we are heading to the tropics with a fruit that may appear like a healthy choice, but quietly floods your liver with sugar and steals your strength one slice at a time. Pineapple often presents as the golden child of tropical fruits, juicy, vibrant, and packed with vitamin C. However, for seniors, especially those concerned with muscle health and mobility, pineapple might cause more harm than good. Beneath its sweet, sunny exterior hides one of the highest fructose loads among common fruits. For an aging body, this is where trouble begins. Fructose gets metabolized very differently from glucose. It does not go directly into your bloodstream as fuel. Instead, it detours through the liver, which must convert it before your muscles can use it. For older adults, especially those with fatty liver, a condition affecting over 60% of seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, this metabolic process becomes sluggish and strained. The result? Instead of becoming energy, that sugar converts into fat, leading to further liver damage, insulin resistance, and inflammation. A pivotal study in diabetes care followed older adults consuming diets high in fructose-rich fruits. The findings were eye-opening. Those individuals had a 0.5 times higher risk of developing lower body frailty. This means weaker legs, slower recovery, and higher dependence on assistance for walking or standing. Researchers also noted that pineapple, due to its high fructose content and medium-high glycemic index of nearly 60, ranked among the top offenders. Even worse, these sugar surges damage tiny blood vessels and nerves that supply your legs and feet. Over time, it is not just about weak muscles, but also numbness, tingling, and instability. While some claim pineapple has anti-inflammatory properties thanks to an enzyme called bromelain, the effect is modest at best and often gets outweighed by the sugar overload, especially in canned or juiced versions. If you enjoy tropical flavors, there is a better choice, papaya. It contains lower sugar, higher fiber, and has shown inflammation reduction in diabetic studies. However, if pineapple regularly appears at your table, especially in fruit salads or smoothies, it may be undermining your efforts to stay strong and independent. Now that we have peeled back the truth on this tropical trap, let us move to another fruit that is soft, sweet, and full of flavor, but becomes increasingly dangerous the riper it gets. Mango often receives the title of king of fruits, and for good reason. It provides fragrance, flavor, and vitamin richness. However, once it becomes overripe, turning soft and syrupy, it transforms into a silent enemy of your leg strength, especially for adults over 60. That juicy sweetness you enjoy hides a sugar bomb that your aging body may no longer handle effectively. 1 cup of sliced, overripe mango contains over 45 grams of sugar. This exceeds what you would get in a soda can. The natural sugars, mostly fructose, rush into your bloodstream with little resistance, spiking insulin and triggering an inflammation storm. Unlike younger bodies that can quickly burn off sugar or store it efficiently, aging bodies often struggle. The pancreas produces insulin more slowly, muscle cells resist sugar uptake, and excess glucose circulates, causing damage. One of the most dangerous effects is a process called glycation. This occurs when sugar molecules bind to body proteins, especially collagen, the vital building block of muscles and joints. Glycation hardens and damages these proteins, making your knees less flexible, tendons stiffer, and muscles slower to respond. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Endocrinology found that seniors consuming high fructose fruits like overripe mango experienced 30% decline in leg muscle density and measurable walking speed loss within just a few weeks. What makes it worse? Fructose encourages age formation, those same advanced glycation end products we mentioned with raisins, which inflame connective tissues around joints and nerves. This means not just weaker legs, but also more stiffness, tingling, and much higher fall risk. Does this mean you can never enjoy mango again? Not necessarily. The trick lies in timing and pairing. Avoid eating mango when it is overly soft or syrupy. Those contain the most fast-acting sugar. Instead, enjoy firmer, just-ripe mango in small portions. Always combine it with a stabilizer, Greek yogurt, ground flaxseed, or a few walnuts to buffer the sugar impact. However, if you are already feeling shaky when walking or your legs take longer to recover after activity, this seemingly healthy fruit might be quietly fueling the decline. Next comes a fruit that is even more common, found in nearly every kitchen, that may be the most misleading of them all. Bananas are beloved. They provide affordability, easy digestion, and often receive praise as the ideal post-workout snack. However, for seniors, especially those over 65 struggling with leg fatigue or balance issues, this everyday fruit may cause more harm than good. The truth is that bananas, especially the ripe, soft ones with brown spots, contain loads of fast-acting sugars that can quietly weaken your leg muscles over time. A single ripe banana contains roughly 14 grams of sugar, mostly glucose and fructose, because it is naturally low in fiber. Especially once overripe, the sugar gets digested and absorbed rapidly, leading to sharp blood glucose rises. Your body releases insulin to handle it. However, as we age, that insulin response becomes slower and less efficient. What follows is a rapid crash, leaving your muscles underfueled and fatigued. The problems do not stop there. Bananas have a high glycemic load, meaning they can significantly impact blood sugar even in moderate amounts. A 2019 study published in Frontiers in Endocrinology examined older adults and found that those with high glycemic load diets had notably lower quadriceps strength, poor balance control, and reduced muscle endurance even when their calorie intake was considered healthy. Another issue lies in the potassium myth. While bananas do contain potassium, eating too many can backfire, especially in seniors with reduced kidney function, which is common after 60. Excess potassium that the body cannot properly filter may contribute to muscle cramps, irregular heartbeat, or even slowed movement. Meanwhile, bananas lack essential amino acids and magnesium, two nutrients your muscles depend on for strength and proper contraction. Should you avoid bananas altogether? Not necessarily. The key involves choosing the right kind and pairing wisely. Instead of soft, sugary bananas, choose green or just ripened ones. These contain more resistant starch, which digests slower and has a gentler blood sugar effect. Never eat them alone. Add a smear of peanut butter, a few almonds, or chia seeds to slow absorption and keep your energy steady. Now that you have seen all 7 fruits that quietly weaken your legs, let us wrap things up with a warm reminder and a few simple next steps to keep you walking strong and steady. Here is the truth. Many fruits we have trusted for decades, the ones we thought were nourishing, may be silently working against us after 60. Not because fruit is bad, but because our bodies have changed. What once gave us energy might now leave us weak. What once seemed harmless may now tip the balance, literally. However, here is the good news. You have the power to choose differently. A few simple swaps, a bit more awareness. That is all it takes to protect your legs, your balance, and your independence. You do not have to fear fruit. You just have to be smarter about it. Every step you take, every time you stand up with ease, represents a small victory. Those victories add up. Your legs carry your life. Let us treat them with the respect they deserve. If this presentation helped open your eyes, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which fruit surprised you the most or which one you will be cutting back on. I read every comment. If you would like more science-backed tips to help you stay strong, healthy, and happy well into your golden years, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to Balance Health. Because aging does not mean fading. It means learning how to shine smarter every single day. Thank you for spending time with me today. Take care of your legs and take care of you.